want to force everybody to use a passport inside their own country because that way the only valid passports will end up being owned by Republicans. That's what this whole voting registration bullshit's all about. They want to make sure that they can choose that only their people are the ones with valid ID. That's how this goes, okay? If a passport's the only form of acceptable ID for you to be able to vote, guess who controls the passports? Marco Rubio. Guess who sits at the right hand of Donald Trump, right on that couch, right next to J.D. Vance and his stain? It's Marco Rubio. He's sitting right there. He's the Secretary of State. Secretary of State's in charge of passports. Secretary of State can go over to a switch on a board and just go ahead and mark that every single Democrat in this country has an invalid passport. That's how that goes, and that's how that will go the second you let them do this. The fact that people can't see this is driving me freaking insane. We had Elon Musk and Doge came in at the beginning of this administration and they stole everybody's piece of data. They go ahead and run all that inside of Palantir. They put all that together with your social media. They take the Palantir data, they take the Doge data, and then they want to put it next to the voter roll data. They've been going state to state demanding the voter registration data. They even said that in Minnesota. They said, we'll pull ICE out of Minnesota. Give us all the voter rolls. Do you guys not see the end game here? The end game here is to make sure that when you go vote, that you have to go hand them a passport. And they'll take that passport and they'll scan it. And then suddenly it's going to come up that your passport was stolen. Your passport's invalid. We have questions about your passport. And then, oh, look at that. Suddenly on election day, because we're only going to allow people to vote in person at election day at those exact polling places for voter safety bullshit. Suddenly, all these people are going to get turned away from the polls. Suddenly, all these people aren't going to be able to go vote and have their voices heard and actually be able to choose a legitimate government because all these people are going to be declared individually themselves as illegitimate. And when you say to me, how can you think that this would even happen? And what's the possibility? What's the precedent for this? Oh, I don't know. The story of black people in the South from 1865 to 1965. How do you not know that everything they're trying to do is an exact fucking thing that they did to black people for 100 fucking years in front of everybody's goddamn eyes, and to the point we had to send the military down there to actually make sure that some votes got counted, and that shit's still getting cooked. That shit's still getting rocked by the same exact Supreme Court that has been installed by the same exact illegitimate government. Over and over and over again, we got to sit through this bullshit time and time again to learn the same exact lessons that y'all wouldn't have to fucking relive if you would just read one fucking book.